Hello, hello, hello.
Greetings.
Welcome to Anime Amigos, the vlog where the senpai tries to keep everyone in control and the kohei inevitably makes a reference to an anime that we should have let go years ago.
What's up, fuckers? It's Pussy Destroyer 6969 coming at you live with another video.
And now this will never be advertised.
When is it ever advertised? Let's be honest.
I'd like to remind you once again, this video is sponsored by Axia ASD Limited and my new book, which I'm only allowed to mention once in this vlog for fear of a shock collar, The Nerd Consultant's Guide to Anime, which is available now through Axia ASD.
Should we show the book?
Do we have a copy of the book there? Yeah.
Well, we have Reese's copy,
Ooh.
and I want to point out this is before I do.
Go show it to the camera.
Quick thank you to any one of them that want to watch this. Big thank you to.
Pointless shell.
Available now for $99.99.
Actually, it's available for £25.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, it's 670 pages, mate.
Yeah, and with something that big, Jesus.
Honestly, that's the half price sale we have on at the minute. I'm going to keep it going as long as possible because I want as many people to get this book, and I'm going to be selling it at the National Autistic Society Conference, which will be on March the 6th to the 8th.
Oh god, I just realised how hard it's going to be looking those boxes around with those books in. Honestly, it's like a biblical text. It's heavy.
And
This is officially my new Bible.
I want to say thank you to Will Ryan, team at Anime America, A.H. Brandon, Black Critic Guy, the team at Anime America. Who else has we said?
Get the
Jeff,
book. There's a
Jeff,
bunch of YouTubers at the
Jeff Hugh from Mother's Basement.
Joe Ricardo?
Yes. Well, Arcada hasn't got his copy yet. He hasn't expressed interest in it. I haven't got a PO box. I did send one to Anime America, and big thank you to Swade and Isla McTeer, who expressed very great interest in it. I probably pronounced that one wrong, but I'm an idiot. My Scottish grandmother is going to be coming back from the grave to beat me in the head for that. But in case this is your first time with us, I'm Calvin Atkinson, the author, and the Pokemon punk, and the guy who dies at Crash Bandicoot constantly. And now bring on the man who put the laughter into slaughter.
Hello, I'm Reese Imlet, the Gundam Guru. The man with 113 likes on one of his tweets.
Ooh,
How the hell did that actually happen? Weirdly enough, I've got quite a few likes on my one. Yeah. I got like 28, which is a lot for me. I'm not popular at all.
I think my most is probably about 5. I'm Ren. I'm the JoJo genius, and I have 5 likes on average. Well, maybe not on average. Probably average is 0 likes somewhere.
Well, look at Mr. Popular over there.
I don't mean to brag.
And I'm Elliot Chapman, the Vanguard Vagrant, and welcome to another film review, where we all try to act like people who are good at reviewing films and know what they're talking about, when really it's pretty much the equivalent of 4 fat guys with body pillows talking about who's the best waifu.
Body pillows of each other, I should specify.
I was about to say, it's...
I pleasure mine, I sleep with mine of Ren's every night.
Mine's not even a pillow anymore. Mine stands upright and talks to me.
It's not even filled with feathers anymore. Just your children.
I'm so tagging her in this. You are not getting any sex for ages.
Bye bye subscribers. Bye bye monetization. Bye bye YouTube channel. We're going to Vimeo.
Or Daily Motion at the end.
Goodbye, everyone. We are here to first time review the film in 8, but it's not the last time this year. We got at least 1 more on the cards, and we got potentially 2 more next year. We're going to talk more about that later. But here's the thing, though. By the way, I am hijacking November. We're doing Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's okay. It's your sort of thing.
But here's the thing, though. We all went to see Alita Battle Angel, which did come out a few weeks ago, but in America it's still relatively new.
When was it released in America?
About 2 weeks after us, it came out.
Wow!
Really?
Yeah, which is a very surprising considering it's an American director, an American producer, an American production company.
Do you think maybe it was
America's second? Am I right?
Do you think maybe it was released in Asia and Europe first because it's based on a Japanese product?
No, it tends to be that one of the reasons that we tend to get films early is because they like to have the the publicity before it goes to America so they can market the hell out of early reviews, which is one of the reasons why the Marvel films come over here sooner usually.
I didn't know that we had those first either.
No, we got Ant-Man before the Americans. We got the last Avengers film before the Americans.
Seriously?
Yeah,
we got Infinity War before them.
Oh, the difference is we were meant to get Avengers a week early this year, but they've moved the American release time with ours. So
that makes more sense. It wouldn't be fair.
Okay, but getting back to the point, do you mind if I talk a bit about Alita's creation before we get into our thoughts on it?
Yes.
Yeah, certainly.
Well, the thing about Alita is, I think it bears understanding on all our thoughts on this one, because you guys kind of all went in blind with this one. I kind of did my research on it, which is Alita's been a project that's been on the cards for ages. It's been like 2 decades in the making. James Cameron's been wanting to do it ever since, and it sounds an unbelievable story that someone made up, but Guillermo del Toro gave him the first volume, and he since then really wanted to make one. He kept saying, I'm going to make it, I'm going to make it, I'm going to make it. Then he kind of got bogged down by the Avatar films, and he's like, I'm going to make it, I'm going to make it. Looked almost impossible. But it's also the fact the studios didn't really want to have anything to do with it. It wasn't until Avatar really made a lot of money that they said, okay, now we'll do it.
Didn't he give it to Robert Rodriguez
Not exactly. What happened was he was bogged down so much and it looked like it wasn't going to happen. And Rodriguez actually stepped in and said, look, I want Elliot to happen, you want Elliot to happen, you write and produce it and I'll direct it, so I'm taking the most of it. Well, more on that later. But, because I've got an opinion on that one. But the fact of the matter is that that's kind of how this film's come about. And it's kind of weird that when you think about it, I'm kind of reflecting Benedict Sage's opinion when he reviewed the OVA of this, which is, we've got an Alita movie before Naruto, before Attack on Titan, before My Hero Academia, before Akira. It's amazing that it's beaten all of them to the punch, considering that this has only had one anime adaptation that was 2 episodes long. It's not...
Yeah. Actually, do you want to know something kind of funny, seeing as we're talking about sort of first OVAs? Dororo that's come out this season isn't actually the first time we've seen an anime version of Dororo.
No, it isn't.
There was actually another version that came out a couple of years after the original manga came out, but the pilot for it failed, so they never really released. So
and this is meant to be we'll go to Dororo next month when we talk about the thing, but it's very similar. It's the idea of again, Alita. It must have been tough to convince those studio executives to make. So the fact this even exists in the first place, I'm amazed by. But we're going to do non-spoilers first, then we'll go into spoilers. And
can I just quickly go on about something? It's more about anime fans' over with the whole live-action movie thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Something I noticed quite recently, like over the weekend, I think, was what Crunchyroll released a video about the Your Name live-action movie, which is any of us excited about? Are any of us looking forward to?
I'm kind of looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. Really, all the comments, however, when I saw it on the video, despite the fact that the video was trying to promote it, and it did in a pretty good way, saying things like how the director is one of the favourites of the original anime director, which is really cool. So the film's got the director's blessing, but the thing is, the anime fans really aren't happy with this. They're just saying, why do they constantly have to ruin anime by making live action things? It's not right. It's not right. Then you get the few people saying, like, it'll be Japanese actors. And here's the thing. First of all, it's a Western release. Okay, if it was going to be filled with Japanese people, it would be released by Japan. But it's not. It's a Western release, and I keep seeing them complain about, oh, the actors are white and they'll be showing black people in it. It's not true to the thing. It's just like, look.
Well, actually, one of them's going to be Native American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's an adaptation.
Yeah. It's not a Japanese adaptation. It's a Western. And believe it or not, there are more white and black people in America than you probably find Asian. Really.
I think it's actually there's actually a larger Asian population in Japan than you'd expect, but you are right. There is a significant outnumber in that sense. But the other factor I like to think about Your Name is it is a great director. The writer is also great. I think he did Arrival. Yeah. And that's a great film.
But the thing is, as well, with all these people, it's just like... It's with Ghost in the Shell. They were complaining that the main character Scarlett Johansson, rather than someone who was Asian. Just like, I focus more on how the actor looks, and she looks the part.
Yeah, she looks
Yeah.
the part, and even the Japanese fan base, when she was showed, didn't show an issue with it.
Yeah, and like the thing is, it's the only, and also people saying I don't want to see a live action because a live action Your Name movie, or this is going to just ruin the anime.
Yeah.
First of all, the live action movie will not ruin the quality of the original. We've got like 3 live action versions of Death Note.
And most of them are quite good.
Yeah, and did that ruin the anime? No! It's still brilliant. The anime is still great. I still love it. It's still in my top 10 favorite anime. And second of all, here's a bit of a revelation. You don't have to see it.
Going back to though on that one though, I do find it kind of ironic when anime fans complain about whitewashing and cultural appropriation, considering that Japan is probably one of the countries that uses cultural appropriation more than any other in there. Like they adapt several stories from several countries. Like Yona of the Dawn, very influenced by Chinese culture.
Howl's Moving Castle isn't Japanese.
Howl's Moving Castle is a British story.
Yeah.
I don't like this idea that we have that writers cannot be influenced by other countries' cultures and artists cannot be influenced by other countries' cultures. It's something that, and I've always think anime is the prime example of how you can really do a good job of that.
Yeah, also
It's also another reason why I think so many people complain about it, because if you're not an anime fan, you're not used to this. I'll paraphrase from Lindsay Ellis on this one before anyone does it for plagiarism. If you're not used to watching anime, you're not used to this idea of seeing your own culture interpreted by another country. Whereas us as Brits, we've seen a few anime take place in London and feature British characters and do British iconography and Christian iconography.
Yeah. And another thing as well that a lot of people don't understand is that this could also bring people to become a part of your fan base. It could bring people to liking Your Name. Because here's the thing, I recommend anime to a lot of people. Like, a lot of people who have never seen anime, I go, hey, why don't you watch something like Steins Gate? Steins Gate is really good. Or, hey, Your Name is a great film, but they don't simply because they say, I don't want to, it's anime. And they don't like anime, and they don't like anime, and a lot of time refuse to watch it. And hence why I like the saying, either you like anime or you refuse to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here's the thing, this could get a lot of people who aren't anime fans to start liking Your Name. And the thing is, it's not no guarantee it's going to be a bad film just because it's a live action remake. It's just that as long as it's done well, and as long as it does something different while still feeling like the original Your Name, I think that's perfectly fine. And therefore, I'm pretty sure the director for Your Name gets the blessing of all us amigos.
By the way, when we eventually get round to reviewing this film, we're gonna tie back to this because and now let's finally get on.
I just want to say one thing.
No,
Please let him.
Oh, go ahead.
It seems to me that it's the first anime live action adaptation in the West done by a Western production team that's actually not an action or sci-fi or fighting.
Well, yeah, but that's because Your Name was a killing at the box office.
Well, that's what I mean. But like, it'll be interesting to see a Western adaptation of an anime that isn't, just like a blockbuster action title. Really,
It would be interesting.
It isn't Death Note, obviously, but that.
Okay.
That was it.
Alita, let's move on.
Yeah. Sorry for going on for so long.
But let's talk non-spoiler thoughts. So we'll do this in the usual order. I should go last, especially considering that I'm the only one of the 4 of us that's actually read the manga.
Yeah.
But Reese, what did you think of it?
I actually enjoyed it.
That's very surprising. I thought you were going to go against it.
Yeah, same honestly.
No, I really enjoyed it. Of course, there's downsides like dialogue and characters, but I really love the world building.
Just those.
Just those.
Elliot, what did you think of it?
Well, I will agree with Reese. It is a flawed film, probably for different reasons for me than he said, but I still enjoyed the film quite a bit, actually.
Ren?
When I was suspending disbelief as to the the quality of the dialogue and some of the depth of some of the characters, I found I enjoyed it. The action was incredible and the effects were fantastic. I just wish I saw it in 3D.
The effects were brilliant.
I just wish I saw it
Also, Dr. Ido's hunter suit looks like something straight out of Bloodborne.
He uses the boom hammer.
And I love it.
It's amazing.
speaking to someone who's read the manga now, before the film I read the first 2 volumes. I've now read volume up to volume 4.
How many volumes does the film cover?
It covers the first 2 volumes and introduces a few elements from volume 3 onwards.
Okay.
But from what I've gathered, it's actually they take a few liberties by transplanting some stuff. Like they really the motorball stuff doesn't turn up in the first 2 volumes of the manga.
Right.
But I didn't go. I wanted to go into this thing saying this is amazing. It's not amazing, but I think this is the best of the live action anime adaptations we've had so far. I think we're gonna get one. I think there's gonna be a better one in the future, but even then, I'm still saying I think it's quite a flawed film. I don't think it's. I think it's got some issues, but as a whole, one of the things I like about the film is it's unabashedly the anime. It's influenced by anime. It's not trying to be something else. You know, like when you watched Ghost in the Shell, they're trying very hard to be Blade Runner.
Yeah.
With this, it's not trying to be. It's not really trying to be. I was really worried they tried to be Avatar or something like that.
But that's the thing as well. I think because like a lot of the other ones, sometimes they do it. I don't know. They don't entirely do it as fans of the anime. And James Cameron, he was a big fan of the manga. He loves this stuff.
And you can really tell because
this is him pushing for the project.
yeah.
Really, isn't it?
Without going into spoilers, I would really recommend if you want any sort of surprise in the film, do not read the manga before you do it, because it's the film is virtually volume 2 of the manga. In fact, some of the lines are lifted directly from the manga. I mean, a couple of them are bastardized a bit by Cameron's usual writing, because that's the biggest. That's something that me and Ren agree with the most when we came out.
It's some real immersion.
It's not. The writing isn't great.
And I did say to Ren by the end of it, this is a James Cameron script.
Just go with it.
It's a James Cameron script. We know he's never been the greatest at dialogue. If you look at films like Avatar and Titanic, for all the good things in those films, and even some of his early stuff like Terminator, they've never been the greatest for dialogue. I mean, he can come up with classic lines like "Get away from her, you bitch," and "Your clothes, your boots, your motorcycle. I'll be back. I'm the king of the world." But there was never a line like that in Avatar, but there's also not a line like that in this.
Oh no, there is a line like that in Avatar.
Which one would you say?
We're not in Kansas anymore.
Though at the same time, that's been used so many times, it might as well be a slogan on a T-shirt.
It was actually.
Speaking of which, coming with the future, Reese's slogan show: "You can't spell slaughter without laughter."
Calvin's slogan T-shirt.
See how professional we are.
Ren's slogan T-shirt.
Oh fuck knows.
I
can't be bothered.
And my slogan T-shirt that just says King's Game.
Yeah. He didn't make it. He didn't make it to the end.
Check the time.
I wasn't trying to this time.
I think it's
that's not an actual second count.
that's a bar and beat counter because we use GarageBand to record the extra podcast dialogue.
We do not have a big budget, guys. You need to understand that.
Yeah, we have to make our own sound effects.
We don't even have 100 subscribers. Come on.
This is
Elliot is actually
I love the fact you
CGI.
basically we have to make our own sound effects. Like, well, whose line is it anyway? That's it. I'm going to do a quacking. I'm going to do an elephant. Quack, quack, quack. The thing that I liked most, the thing I think is the biggest thing that impressed me the most about this film, the motion capture. This is, in my opinion, the best motion capture on film since Tintin.
Oh, dude, it looks great.
Yeah.
It looks brilliant.
I thought I was gonna be super disengaged from the story due to the fact that the protagonist looks like an anime character and doesn't look like the rest of the world. But it fits in, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Alita does not look out of place.
Yeah, I thought she was going to look so out of place in that environment.
You know, I actually remember seeing the fight. There was one particular fight that I actually remember seeing at the when the Game Awards was on, and and I just remember watching that, and I just thought, oh right, this is really good actually. I love the fight scene.
The fight scenes, it's like you're watching it going, I feel like I'm watching an anime.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I feel like when I'm watching this film that I didn't get with Ghost in the Shell, that I didn't get with Full Metal Alchemist, which is even more surprising on that front.
It's
The feel that I haven't had this since I watched Netflix Bleach. which is I feel like I'm watching an anime, and even Netflix. I'd even say it does better job of that than Netflix Bleach.
Yeah, it pretty much might as well just be called Anime, the movie.
Yeah.
It's I actually think the effects are even better than Ready Player One in a couple of areas.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the effects are really damn good. I mean, they're very good at hiding.
At the same time,
the fact it's Jackie O'Haley who's the big nails guy.
At the same time, though, with Ready Player One, you have to accept that it is all the effects are meant to be
That's why they get away with it in Ready Player One, whereas Alita they're trying to do it to real world and they succeed very well. I will say, the casting I think is great. I mean, Mahershala Ali I think is a bit wasted in his role.
Yeah, big time.
And also Jennifer Connelly.
Jennifer Connelly, who's not actually in the first 2 volumes of the manga.
Oh, sure.
Well, she's not turned up in the manga yet. I thought she was a film. I thought initially she was a film-only creation, but I then remembered no, she does show up in the OVA. In fact, she actually has a trait in the OVA that she doesn't have in the film, which I really wish they had transplanted in.
Being interesting.
There's that, and in fact, she covers her mouth with a cloth when she's outside because she doesn't want to breathe in the air.
Which character she?
She's Jennifer Connelly's character, the Ido's wife.
Oh right.
Alita's mum.
Yeah.
And she doesn't even have the line she doesn't even have the bit towards the end, which we'll get into. Because of it. The only big changes is Ido's first name isn't Dyson in the. It's a vacuum cleaner joke here. Thank you, Mark Commode. And it's his name's Yugo in the manga, not Hugo.
But at the same time, we do mostly hear him call him Ido in the film. Mostly, it's not like Light Turner.
Yeah, but
so stupid.
Yeah, just. Like you get like Yagami, then there's like Turner. It's like going, here is Naruto Uzumaki, and next you know is Naruto Johnson.
Yeah, exactly.
It is
like Yugi Moto, like Yugi Jones.
Or it's when it's all Goku showing up in a high school. Oh wait, they did that.
Yeah.
What?
Hey Kiko, what's up?
You've never seen DBE, have you?
Dragon Ball Evolution.
You never seen Dragon Ball?
No, I have. Thankfully, I've stayed clear of that.
It's so bad.
It is easily the worst anime film ever.
Yeah.
I'll come back to you on that one. I think there is one that was worse.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
But
Your favourite anime.
But here's the thing though. With the fact that this feels more like an actual anime than Full Metal Alchemist is really telling. But the fact that this feels more like than the net. I think one of the big problems I have with a lot of the Japanese live action anime films is they try too hard to be like an anime. It's like, no, you can get away with that in animation. Live action, it looks ridiculous.
I feel like as well with the Japanese live action anime, or at least the ones that I've seen, they try too hard to like fully adapt the anime rather than just sort of doing a retelling.
I mean, you can get some interesting ones. Like, I don't really enjoy the live action Death Note Japanese ones that much.
I do like some of the changes they do.
But but it is at least interesting. That, in fact, I actually saw a Kaluna video on this, which actually,
I saw that a couple of days ago.
and it's very interesting the fact that the Netflix adaptation, which is something we never touched upon when we reviewed it, is it's kind of the product of all these other changes taken to their worst degree. It's the light. You can have a sympathetic light, but it has to be an arc to it. Whereas there's no. That's the big problem with the Netflix version. There's no. And that's another thing that I like. The other change is that, which is a shame, which I'll look it up in the manga afterwards. But Ido's assistant in the manga is an old guy with a flat head.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
It's he's kind of like I do like the fact.
Actually.
I mean, I do like the use of the prosthetics in this one. I mean, there's that great line when they're in the bar saying, "Anyone continues fighting, no more free repairs."
Yeah.
That was one of my favourite bits of the entire film. And it's quite nice to see Christoph Waltz in a role where he's not playing a villain, because I think he's underrated as an actor. I think people associate him being a villain actor, and between this and Django Unchained, he can give great performances where he plays a good guy.
Also Inglourious Bastards.
Oh yeah, Inglourious Bastards. Again, what?
That was really good.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Good.
I have not seen them.
You really should.
Yeah,
I mean,
you haven't seen Inglourious Bastards?
I'm very bad when it comes to see
definitely
movies.
so good.
That's a really
I mean, Quinn. I actually think I like Django Unchained a little bit more, but I really like Inglourious Bastards. I'm trying to think. Going non-spoilers, was there anything else we thought
Wait,
This-
Non-spoilers. Is there anything we didn't really like about the film?
Wait, did
The dialogue.
Yeah, the dialogue.
Other than the dialogue, because
I
we
would
can't go into the dialogue.
wait just to go back
The
to someone.
romance
Just to go,
arc.
Yeah.
That's better in the manga.
I will go to say with the to go with someone good. The scenery is brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and it looks straight out of the manga again.
Yeah.
And what's amazing is you could look at that film. It's not really like many other films. I couldn't point to it and say, "Oh, that." It's not like when I was watching Ghost in the Shell and going, "Oh, they got that from Blade Runner," or
Yeah, it felt somewhat unique. Like it felt like it was trying to do it in the manga rather than paying homage to something completely different.
Yeah, the world felt lifted.
yeah, and it feels like you and they did a very. I mean, they do a bit of clunky exposition to get things going, which I was at the time ago. And
The gun law.
oh yeah, no, I actually visibly laughed in the cinema when that happened.
Wait, what?
Because it says.
Oh, you're not allowed to carry guns in. You're not allowed to carry guns in the city.
And I just laughed at that set, thinking, there's no law and order in this world. Who the fuck's enforcing that?
It was punishable. Carrying guns is punishable by death. So it's just like, well
Why
done.
Is there that many Ed 209s wandering around? Oh, by the way, that's the one thing that I did draw back. Those robots do look like Ed 209 from
Yeah.
RoboCop. Not as blatant as it was in Chappie, but anyone else remember that film?
Nope.
I watched some of it.
I've never even heard of it.
It's basically
It's-
Dev Patel creates an AI in South Africa that's adopted by a gangster rap band that's not the actual gangster rap band from the thing.
Wait, what are they called again?
I can't remember now,
Oh,
but
no,
no one remembers.
Deanne Wood.
they're adopted by DM Wood, who are playing themselves but not really, and then Hugh Jackman sends Ed 209 after them.
Yeah.
I feel like Hugh Jackman was in it.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
Have you turned into Dr. Cox from Scrubs now that you just hate Hugh Jackman? all
I
the
don't
time?
hate Hugh Jackman. I just think that was a bad film, comparatively.
Oh, no,
of
I
course
don't-
You're gonna forget he was in it.
I didn't really. Yeah, it's mind you, no, he's now forcing us to not forget that he was in Greatest Showman. But that's kind of where I think something I also didn't really. That's the thing. There was a bit of clunky exposition, and the other thing is, without going to spoilers, they're building up the next film before they're done with this one.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of seeing that in films. I'm done with it. Make one film, then we'll worry about the sequel later.
I mean, I can understand why it makes sense considering this is only part of a full series, but at the same time, you should.
Yeah,
It
like
shouldn't
take it
work
one
like
step
that.
at a time, dude.
Yeah,
just
have a start, middle, end for a film.
Yeah.
Don't just leave
Yeah,
it
if you-
open-ended.
Yeah,
I tell
exactly.
you what,
Also-
the time skips were quite alarming. I thought.
Yeah.
Was there one or two, or was it just at the end?
It does kind of suit the point that a lot of people have made, which is that Alita story structure doesn't really suit a film. It suits a TV series.
Also, I don't know if this counts as a spoiler. I don't think it does. But do you feel like at least at the very beginning things are going very quickly?
Yes.
It-
I felt as though there was one point where things felt as though they had reset for me.
Yeah,
There was scenes of intense action, and then it just kind of went to this. Oh, now it's all okay.
Yeah.
And then it kind of escalated.
Yeah, it's sort of like the first third everything goes very quickly. Second third slows down a bit. Third it goes very quickly
But
again.
It's like a roller coaster.
I will say one thing. I think the thing that makes the action scenes really work is the fact Robert Rodriguez directed it. I don't think these action scenes would have been as good if James Cameron had directed it.
No.
Yeah.
In fact, I think most of the positives about this film
The action
are
scenes.
Rodriguez rather than Cameron. I think Cameron's kept it on track to be as loyal. And this is, I'm not joking. This is probably the loyalist adaptation I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
As in, and I've had to, and I go to the cinema every week. I have to see a lot of adaptations, and I always hear how they're not that loyal. I can say anyone who says that this is not a very loyal adaptation, they either hasn't properly read the manga or is lying through their teeth.
Yeah, want anything that's not a very good adaptation? Try Percy Jackson.
Oh yeah, that's a terrible adaptation.
I love the books. The films are god awful. Why is Kronos in the second film? He doesn't show up until the fourth.
Calm. We're gonna get there. It's all fine.
What
I'm sorry, I'm just really
the
fucking.
Northern Compass or whatever it was called?
The Golden
Golden
Compass.
Golden Compass. That was it.
That's a terrible adaptation. Another one that's, but you can have bad adaptations.
Aragon as well.
Well, not really. That's a terrible book. So it's,
Yeah.
so it's hardly going to make a great film.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, there is times when you can have a terrible adaptation and have a good film. So, for example, Howl's Moving Castle is a bad adaptation of its book. but it's a really great film, like one of Miyazaki's best. I love that film to bits. But in terms of sticking close to the book, it very half-heartedly does everything. It's a Miyazaki. I mean, Dom said in his review, which you can't get on YouTube anymore, you have to be one of his Patreons. It's a Miyazaki film first and an adaptation second.
Another one that was pretty good was Rambo.
Yeah, and Rambo's not a brilliant adaptation of his book.
It's an adaptation?
Yeah, it's a book.
Yeah.
First Blood is a book. In fact, spoiler alert for the book, Rambo dies in the end of the book.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they actually filmed it with
10 pages away!
Yeah, because they actually did the film with the original ending of the book, but test audiences didn't like it, so they changed it.
Oh, no way. Mad.
Well, it's sort of.
It's like Pocahontas.
Yeah.
It's like,
In fact, there's
adaptation
actually a
from-
deleted scene for Rambo where Rambo ends up committing suicide.
Yeah, because that was the original ending.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Change.
not. Actually, it's a lot of people think that's the original ending. It's not. He actually just he succumbs to wounds rather than he commits suicide.
Yeah, in the book, isn't there like a bit of a shoot off between the police
Chief and
Rambo and
yeah.
Rambo, and they both
And the
end up
chief's a lot
dying.
more sympathetic in it. But let's go straight to spoilers with
So
Alita.
spoiler wall.
Okay.
Spoiler wall. Skip ahead if you want to head off. If you're done with us now, thank you very much for tuning in. Go see Alita because we actually want it to be successful, so we get more films like this.
We should put a timestamp in.
But if you want to go ahead to our Crunchyroll, if you want to go ahead to our thoughts on the Crunchyroll and Anitrendz Awards, you skip ahead. We'll see you in a minute.
Yeah.
But going to spoilers. If you don't care about, if you're still here, you don't care about spoilers.
Yeah.
I will say the romance between Alita and
So dumb.
It's just
so dumb.
it's just dull. Like you just think, how do these two get together? There's very little chemistry between them.
I will say one thing though. In the manga, it's much better.
Yeah, thank God.
Despite the fact it is loyal. For one thing, Yugo in the manga, he's a lot less sympathetic.
Wait. In the manga, is it called Yugo, or in the? Is it?
In the film called Hugo, he's called Yugo in the manga.
What's the point of that shift change?
Oh no, test well. It
He's
would
a white guy.
it would seem a bit weird a white guy going around called Hugo.
I mean, it's an alternate reality. They could just go for anything.
Yeah, you could go with the Blade Runner. You could go with the Blade Runner.
I mean, we still.
Get Out.
I mean, the doctor's last name is still Ido.
Yeah.
That's Japanese.
Yeah, but you could have with last names that kind of tend to be passed down. You get people with for example, your last name. You could make an argument that it comes from Eastern European origins.
Mine's an English origin.
Really? It sounds very German.
Yeah, I was about to say,
It's all
like take Reese. He's about as British as they come, and he's got a Polish surname.
Yeah.
But so it's not without the realms of possibility on that front. But that's to the point. Yugo in the manga, he's a little less sympathetic, but he's also you can really believe in that version that he's Alita's rock.
Do you want to know the worst scene in that entire movie?
What?
Where Alita's confronting him and literally like pulls out her heart in front of him. The worst scene in the whole
I just
movie.
remember sitting there, and this really ever happens with a film I like, but I was actually a little pissed off with that scene. You just think, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I saw it. I'm sure it was probably in the manga, and it made more sense.
Oh,
now,
here's a
but
guess. That's a good guessing game. Do you think that was in the manga? Take your bets.
I'm gonna say. Well, now that you've asked the question,
You're gonna say yes.
I'm going to say no.
now that you've asked the question, no. But I would have said yes.
You should have stuck with your first answer.
Yeah.
It was in the manga.
Really?
It was in the manga.
Yeah, that's in the manga. Yeah, he did. He does it in the manga, but in the manga they give more of an explanation for how it works. And also, Alita comes out of it herself.
Yeah.
She doesn't, because again, that character does not appear in that volume of the manga.
But it's just like, and then they make a joke about. So she pulls out her heart, and then like after that scene de-escalates, she's like, yeah, that was pretty intense.
Actually,
right?
they did a lot more foreshadowing to it in the film than they did in the manga.
Yeah.
But in the manga, you really. But the thing, that's one of the things that pissed me off the most. The manga, you really believe these two love each other. In fact, also it makes a lot more sense for Yugo's eventual fate because he has the exact same outcome.
Yeah.
And I was a bit pissed. I'm a bit pissed off both versions because in the film version it makes no sense because. Why would you bring this character back just to kill him off like 5 minutes later?
Yeah, like
I can't be the only one. I laughed out loud when he died.
Yeah, I was. Happy
yeah, I
like,
just.
Yay!
Yeah, the thing is at the end. You know what? I was actually pissed off at that. I just think, why did you save this character so many times only for him to die at the end?
I was expecting it to go like Looney Tunes. You hear the fall.
Just that's all, folks.
I'm glad he died anyway.
But
Yeah, like it was just a wet blanket.
But here's the thing: in the manga, they do this much better. And again, spoiler warning for the manga. But in the manga, for one thing, after they repair him, they both go to confront Mashal Ali's character, and then he reveals the whole thing: you can't get to Zalem except in parts.
Oh, that was dumb as well. That was so bad.
But,
again, would have made sense in the manga. Like, would have been better in the manga. But in the film, it's just like
Again, they foreshadow it better in the manga.
Yeah. Oh,
and
she's just
again,
eyes in the brain now. Ha ha ha! The joke's on you.
But it's not even her in the manga. It's just some random person. But the fact is, it breaks him, and that's why he desperately goes up. He's gone completely mad.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on the other one, he's just like, hey, funnel, whee!
Yeah.
And as a result, and Alita does talk him down in the thing, but as a result, he and it's so heartbreaking in the manga. And we get to volume 3, we just see how Alita is broken by it. So it's an example of it's an example of they stuck close to the manga, but as a result, they kind of shot themselves in the foot.
It's like, how did he expect he was going to survive if he revealed that to him? Why did he just not I definitely send people to Zolan, and just not reveal the fact that he just, puts them into parts? He probably would have survived if he hadn't said that.
But
so anyway.
But also Nova is not a factor till way later in the manga. Like, Nova's barely... Also, the motor ball is in Volume 3. Alita actually...
They did a great thing by including the motor ball in, like... That was one of the best...
Yeah, I'm glad they included it, but...
That's a really awesome thing.
Well, the thing is, Alita actually joins motor ball in the 3rd volume out of grief for Yugo. Because she... and it's also... It's not really to get to Zalem. It's just she doesn't know anything else and she wants to cut all ties. So again... The motivations in the film aren't bad, but I think the motivations in the manga are a little bit better.
Yeah, it sounds like they have a better explanation to them in the film.
Wait, so that mean that the bad guy in the film wasn't actually possessed by Nova?
No, he's just evil shit.
What the fuck then?
Yeah.
Oh, he's just completely evil, in every sense of the word. Which again, Mashal Ali can play that role when he's given a chance.
And
to.
Also, I'm gonna say now the villain in this film was weak.
He looks like Dr. Insano.
Yeah, he's just weak. Like, you get no real sense of what motivation he has or anything.
He's just evil for the sake of being evil.
Yeah. If he had his manga motivations, it would have been so much better. This idea of the status quo, and I do like the fact they kept a bit of it in, like the fact he'd rather be the king in hell than a servant in heaven.
Yeah, no, I like that bit about him. Wait, are we referring to Ed Norton or?
Norton, yeah.
We're talking about it makes sense. Like, this kind of elitist leader who just wants no one else. Like wanting to suppress the weaker or the weaker community below him. But like, we don't see enough of that. We just see that he's like this.
Yeah, we just see
leader who's just a dick for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. Like the big robot guy whose name I can never remember, but sounds like Gruntilda, so I'll just call him that.
Yeah.
Like Gruntilda, he just Gertruda, that's it, I think, right?
Gruda?
Groot.
I am
Groot.
I'll just stick with calling Gruntilda. Like, we get a
Just call him
sense.
Jackie O'Haley.
Yeah, we call him get a sense of why he's like that, because Alita badly hurt him. So he's just like, alright, I'm gonna kill Alita now.
Yeah.
With the other guy though, with Norton though, we get no sense of that.
I will say though, that doesn't happen in the manga. Alita actually beats him in the sewer.
Oh wow.
In fact, and she also, it's not her who gets the new suit. Ido actually installs the new suit to her. It's something that he scavenged. They also do that really weird exposition about Mars, which doesn't make a lot of sense.
Quick question:
later.
Is it also with quick question? In the manga, is it as generic as a film when I'm like, Ido's this really Alita's just an angsty teen and Ido is a very protective father?
Kinda, sorta. Not as generic.
I thought the whole mystery as to whether or not Ido was a murderer was handled really badly as well.
Yeah.
It's not much better. It's not much better in the manga.
Well, they just introduced that so early on, and it's like, well,
it's like resolved in like 15 minutes later.
The costume designs are so out of the anime, the manga, that like seriously, they're almost one for one. Though there is some things I really did like going into spoil. The mobile sequences are just damn brilliant.
Yeah.
But the other fact is, I really like. I like the fact they tried to give more of a concrete villain, but I think that kind of misses the point of Alita. I think that was to sell it to audiences. The whole point of Alita is the world is kind of the villain. It's a bit.
Yeah.
Everything's very harsh. Everything's very cruel.
Yeah.
And
it's the world that has made the people into the people they are, like Gyro, for example.
yeah, and the film gets some of that, but it doesn't quite get all of it. It's like it's one of those where you just go, oh, nearly there.
Well, no, see, I think it actually did do an alright job of that.
No, it does do an alright job of that, but it also kind of stumbles the ball a little bit.
Well, no, but I mean, thinking about like the hunter killers, they're all dicks who are out for themselves. Apart from that one guy who just loves dogs and has probably one of the worst lines in the entire film.
But
Just kills that dude. And just like, that guy didn't like dogs.
But also, I'm very glad I did that because Gruntilda did kill that little dog, and I was just. I teared up a little bit on that bit. I love dogs.
I think the whole audience identified with that character up until he said that. 'Cause he could have given him such a better line.
we got monetization back, but there's a puppy in the video.
Puppy.
But I'll tell you,
Fuck! Alright, it's gone again.
here's the thing though. Here's the thing though. The manga has a lot better flow from all these elements.
Yeah.
From one to the other. The time skips make a bit more sense. Make more sense. But that being said, I think don't you move.
So I'm just moving yourself down slightly.
The thing is though, it just
Daddy needs to make a.
I had more. I did still have more fun with the manga than I did with the movie.
Yeah.
But that's not surprising.
I will be honest. After seeing the film, I am actually. The film is convincing me to get the manga.
Yeah.
I'll at least give it that much credit. It's at least making me want to go out to read the manga.
You really. There's not that many changes, but you will see the process of writing. It is almost like they used they did what they did with Watchmen, which is they used the manga, which in Watchmen they used the comic as a storyboard.
Yeah.
Whereas I imagine they did that with Alita. I imagine strips from the manga were used as storyboard for this idea of. And as I said, the motion capture looks straight out of the manga. Ed Skeirin's character looks especially like he's out of his manga counterpart.
Yeah, but is it me, or was he playing the same character from Deadpool?
He is playing the same character.
I thought that immediately.
Yeah.
Also, Yugo is not as innocent in the manga when he's being hunted for the bounty than he is in the anime. It's more Mashar Ali's character manipulates the situation.
Also, with Hugo, do you think like he changes, almost like his character arc is like very all over the place?
Yeah.
Like it's just with very little motivation, just because he loves to do it. It's just like I want to stop this.
Yeah. But I was still gonna earn enough money just so that I could go anyway. So I wasn't gonna stop until I had the money.
But
And then to be a dick, I'm going to stop everyone else from doing it.
Yeah, that's not a redeeming quality.
That's why again in the manga he doesn't have that redemption. He just decides that him and Alita are going to run away. Yeah. And again, he is convinced to go with Alita, but at the same time, he's not completely innocent. In fact, he's.
Also, why do you keep calling her Alita? It's Alita.
I know. It's worse.
It's a Sobiasabase all over again.
LGBT.
Sobiasabase.
Asobase.
It's Naruto, right?
Yeah, Naruto.
Naruto. A Bletch.
And Bletch Black is my favourite anime.
If you like a job working on Anime Amigos, there's 3 vacancies as of next month.
Why? Reese hasn't said anything.
Yes, he did just a minute ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Said Borto.
Naruto's son's dad's son.
Although that's
first removed.
Sasuke's nephew Borto.
Here's the thing is though, he's the worst part about the film. Hugo. Hugo is the worst part. Whereas
I will happily agree with that.
which is weird because he's one of the best parts of the manga.
His friend was just a dick as well.
And he doesn't exist in the manga.
I feel like
also one of I've got.
Yes, you've got to do this live.
What?
Right, there's one scene. I think it's just after like they've gone to like a bar or something, or they're hanging out, and then Hugo and Alita leave, and then there's two of Hugo's friends, and they're just sat next to each other. And the girl asks the guy, why don't you like Alita? Why don't you what is it you don't like about her? And he says, I don't know, she's part of the enemy, she's part of the Mars resistance, and the girl and so bearing in mind that the character's African American, the girl says to the guy, "Why are you so bothered about like some kind of incident that happened 300 years ago? She's not the enemy." And it's just like, slavery, dude. Slavery.
It's just like, fucking really?
But I was watching, I was just like,
I visibly heard you do that.
Yeah, and like also,
That's not
like
in the sense
I
it makes
don't
sense.
know what it's like in the manga, but aside from Alita finally deciding, oh, I'm gonna go to thing in the sky, I can never remember what it's called.
Zarlon.
So, apart from me going to Zarlon, Hugo has little purpose.
yeah.
In the movie, she's literally there to just be someone for Alita to save.
Yeah, and it's not like he's even this perfect character. Like, why over the 6 odd months in the time skip before the end of the film, doesn't she just find someone else to fancy?
Yeah.
Like, he's not that great. But
Yeah,
she's just carrying on his carrying on the memory.
He's
of
not
someone.
even a wet blanket. He's a brick.
He's a dick.
Yeah.
He's a dick brick.
Yeah.
I mean, she's
But
carrying
Dick-
on the legacy
Wait,
of someone.
Dick Brick sounds like a pop punk band.
Oh my god, yes.
Listen,
But
we are Dick Brick, and this is our song. Shut up, Grandma, and do what I want.
here's a good point though. Things I really like about this. One of the things I really like about this film, I really like the fact, like I've already mentioned the action scenes briefly,
Yeah.
but I really like the fact that they can, every minute of this film is a visual spectacle.
Yeah.
And what's great about it is it's not all in the dark.
Yeah.
You know, you watch
Yeah.
action films now, and they're all in really dark environments to cover up the fact that their action scenes have absolutely no choreography whatsoever.
Yeah.
This one, they put it all front and center.
Yeah, like they don't hide anything.
They've
like
got really unique designs.
Like the fights, I like the fight between Alita and Ed Skeirin's character is great.
Yeah.
The fight between Alita and the Jackie Earle Haley's character.
I also like how like they show that Alita isn't this unstoppable force. Like that fight in the sewers, she's very helpless in that until Ido and the dog guy come down and help.
And the actress really nails the character.
Yeah.
She nails it perfectly.
I thought some thought that some bits were a bit
Yeah, but that-
handled poorly. Like I must say, you know when you first figure out that Ido is a hunter, and there's the woman who he was following to try to protect, and she like kind of disrobes, and then she's like this mechanical beast. There's one bit where she just like jumps onto the wall, and like she turns, like her head goes a full 180, and she goes. That's like the most generic thing. Like,
Yeah.
I just think why? Like I understand it would be intimidating, but that's pretty much as intimidating as I just heard spin around just going suck your mum.
Oh, you're like
Yeah, but how funny was it though? Seeing Christoph Waltz sneak up with a giant rocket hammer behind the wall.
Yeah. Just wasn't even yet.
The thing is though, I will say though, Ido gets way over Alita being a hunter in the manga.
Yeah,
that
like
does it.
also the idea of him not equipping her with her bodysuit in the film, it makes no sense as to why he wouldn't do that.
No, he does it immediately. In the
Yeah,
manga.
because like I don't understand why he's so protective of Alita after she beats up the guys. Because come on, she saved his life. She shows that he.
Because of bad writing.
Yeah, but it's just
Mind you, if they go do a sequel and they go very loyal again, he's going to be a bit of a dick in the next film.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just she saves his life. She literally shows him that she's able to harm herself, and he's just so. No, I don't want you to do that because blah blah blah.
I will say also, I don't really like Jennifer Connelly's character.
Yeah.
I just feel she feels very underdeveloped.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have much of a character arc to her.
Should be summed up.
And like her redemption.
I think we've gone on about it. So summing up the film, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we like it more than we dislike it.
Yeah,
With the exception of you.
Yeah, I'm only critical about it because well, of course, it's easier to dash out complaints than it is positives. But overall, I do still really like the film. I think it's generally a really good one.
Action good, writing bad.
Like, I think this is one of the few cases where, like, of course, quite often when you, after watching a film, and like, if you spend the longer you think about it, you realize that you dislike it a lot more. That's the exact same thing that happened with us with the Death Note movie.
Yeah.
But with this one, after the longer I realized, after watching it, my opinions of it never changed. I still thought, yeah, the more I think about it, it's flawed, very flawed.
Yeah.
But it's still a great film. It's still great. It's still great.
You can have a flawed film still be really good and enjoyable.
Yeah.
I think watching this has kind of changed my opinion about Ghost in the Shell, to be honest. I now, with hindsight and the benefit of having watched this film, actually like it more than I did Alita. Than I do Alita.
I like it
Really?
more than Ghost in. I like Alita more than Ghost in the Shell.
Same. I think it's better than Ghost in the
Yeah,
Shell.
I say it's a bit better because the action's better.
How come you?
And-
How
and-
come you like Ghost in the Shell more than Alita?
Well, I like that it kind of I like that it did its own thing in some cases, like it went through its own kind of.
Yeah, but then it
storyline.
also kind of, but it did that by kind of haphazarding Frankenstein elements from all these other ones,
And
and
then-
they don't make sense in their
But at
original
the same
context. They
time-
don't make sense in its new context.
But at the same time with Alita, there's no anime of it. There's an OVA, but that's literally it. So I feel like it's able to get away with adapting most things from the manga.
So my reasoning being, as a piece of fan service, like, you know, for seeing those bits in Ghost in the Shell, it's fun seeing the live action scene of her invisible fighting that dude in the middle of a water field. It's fun seeing her rip the top off that tank, because they're scenes that I've seen, you know, in the past and I've really appreciated. With this, I feel as though it was trying to be a vehicle for the action scenes, but it was putting in too much emphasis on scenes that weren't interesting or that were kind of poorly thought out, such as the romance.
No, we can be wrong on a few levels, but
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying it was really good. I didn't really enjoy Ghost in the Shell, but I also, you know.
here's the thing though. I like this more than Avatar. I like Alita more than Avatar.
You can be wrong on a few fronts.
I say I'm a little in between because both have.
What?
Well, at least it is.
It's the
down,
apocalypse.
she's down.
Save yourselves. The thing is with comparing Alita to Avatar, they're both quite different things, and the thing is.
The only reason I'm making the comparison is because they brought up Avatar so much in the advertising campaign for it.
Yeah, but
More so than they actually brought up the manga itself.
yeah, and the thing is as well when you compare Alita and Avatar. Avatar does some things better than Alita, and Alita does some things better than Avatar. I think they're both kind of 50-50 really, because I think while Alita does better when it comes to story and a lot of the action, I feel like Avatar is a bit better when it comes to characters.
Okay, well, here's a test then. It's movie night. You got your mates round. Help Rip the house. She's got caught in the wine.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit!
Come on.
We've got to be careful
At least
here.
it's going.
I'm not bothering with that
Stop
again.
falling over!
I'm not bothering with that again. You did just call his dog a dickhead.
I didn't mean it. I mean, I call you a dickhead. I still love you.
Don't touch me.
Right, what we
Yeah,
got?
except the thing,
But,
except
okay,
the thing
so
we're allowed to call him a dickhead.
It's movie night. You got Netflix on. Your mates around.
Avatar.
Your choice of film: Alita, Ghost in the Shell, or Avatar. Which one are you putting on?
Avatar. Fan favourite.
Honestly, I asked them. Because I'd just be like, I don't really care. Just put on whatever you want.
Well, yeah.
But if they
give me the
if they insist it's your choice.
Yeah, but also if you say Netflix, you say it's on Netflix. I would watch other things on Netflix.
Yeah.
I know we're doing hypothetical now. Okay, let's say it's a.
This is a unique form of Netflix in which the only films
No,
available-
let's stop.
Well, I give it a 1-star review on Yelp.
Let's let's. You got.
I don't subscribe to it. It's a piece of shit.
Let's just do these. Let's just do these three. As these three films, which one would you put on first? There we go again.
Wait, what? Okay, it's still recording.
Yeah, it does that thing.
Oh, I got that.
Yeah, I probably go Avatar.
You're going Avatar. You're going Avatar.
Wait, I mean, put on first because I mean, in terms of order.
No, in terms of which one would you most want to watch? You only have a chance to watch one of those.
Avatar.
Yeah, Avatar.
Avatar.
I'd probably say Alita, really.
I'm going to say Alita. I think out of those three, that's the one I enjoyed the most, the one I had the most fun with, and the one where I felt the most effort was put into it.
No. The most effort was put into Alita.
I wouldn't
over
say
Avatar.
most effort was put into Alita. I'd probably say the more love was
The
put
more
into
love,
Alita.
yeah. That's it. I feel like Avatar, once you take away its, basically its gimmick,
Yeah, once you take away like
it's not. There's not that much there.
Yeah, but at the same time, I will still say I'm more in love in the world of Avatar, but I'm more in love with the story of Alita.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
I think But the weird thing is, if I was to say which of all the anime adaptations we've done so far.
Oh, Alita, by
Alita.
far. I'd say it's the best anime adaptation I've ever seen.
Well, no,
really.
but I would say Bleach is better.
I've never seen the. I haven't
The
seen the
Bleach
one
live
yet.
action is really good.
Yeah,
really
it's
good.
silly to watch a Bleach.
Super good.
Of all the ones that are coming up, which one are we most excited about? We'll refrain too much about Gundam. We'll refrain too much about Gundam because we're going to be discussing. We're going to actually do a thing about that in April, so that's something to look forward to.
Okay.
I thought April was for the anime fights.
Yes, that's where we're going to be doing it.
Okay.
So we're going to do a little bit about Gundam and anime fights,
No.
but because I insisted on doing questions that each of us have a special factor in. So it's going to be interesting. Do you want to win the previous round so you get to judge that round? Or was Reese going to want to win the previous round so he gets to judge a round, or lose so he gets to take part in that? That's going to be a tough call.
Tactical win.
Either way, all I know is that I'm going first when it comes to judging.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we're going with. I've picked a very good one for you to judge.
Okay.
But here's the thing though. So let's say we got Attack on Titan, which is going to be directed by the director from It. We've got Your Name, which has got J.J. Abrams producing and the director of Amazing Spider-Man. And we've got My Hero Academia, no director at this point. We just know they've got the rights to it, but I don't think it's actually going to happen. Any others are on the cards? I think Robotech's on the cards, but that's been on the cards for ages. Let's just say, those ones? Which ones are we kind of excited for, and which ones are we not so excited for?
Detective Pikachu.
Okay, fine, yeah. Yeah, but at least with Detective Pikachu, we've actually seen more of that. I'm saying, the ones we haven't seen yet, which ones are we kind of thinking that might turn out well?
I feel like I'm most excited for Your Name because I feel like that has the least amount of places to screw up.
Yeah, because with like Attack on Titan, if they screw up the CGI on that, it's going to be a shit
And
show.
with My Hero Academia, there's a lot they can do to mess that one up.
It already exists. Anyway, live action My Hero Academia already exists. It's called Sky High.
Yeah. But Sky High wasn't a bad film, and it would be interesting to see.
No, but
What reason is?
I think Sky High is My Hero Academia is Sky High if you didn't want to punch the protagonist in the face every 5 seconds.
What worries me is that I haven't yet seen. Obviously, we have no idea for the director for My Hero Academia.
Well, we don't even. Nothing's been announced about that one. That's why I think it's. I think that one's going to be in development hell for ages, and we don't have a director announcement for Gundam either.
No.
Which again, I think that's going to be in development hell for ages.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think it's the director who did It also did Mama, and they're both really good horror films. And I think turning Attack on Titan into more of a horror film than like a kind of action thriller is a good direction to take
But
it.
we do also know that horror directors do quite well moving into action films. Like James Gunn was primarily a horror director before he did
Guardians.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, he did also write Scooby-Doo 2, but let's not hold that against
Hey.
him.
I think Scooby-Doo 2 is actually alright. I actually kind of
like
like
that.
it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Why am I one of the few people who actually likes the Scooby-Doo movies?
I will tell you though, the second one, at least the second one, tries to be the cartoon. It's not trying.
Yeah,
to...
it's better than the first one. I will say that.
The first one's a bit too cynical, I think.
Yeah, not to mention it has Shaggy in, and he was only using like 0.1% of his power.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everyone will be vaporized.
Oh, of course.
Or that's why he had to leave the island.
They didn't actually have an actress to play Velma. Shaggy just willed her into existence.
No, he willed everybody into existence. Little did they know, Scooby-Doo wasn't CGI. He was actually real. He was actually real. Shaggy created him from a source. However, he died shortly afterwards.
It turns out Scooby-Doo was Shaggy's stand.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Zoinks!
Scooby-Doo was Shaggy's
Zoink,
penis.
Scoop. Oh my god.
But, okay, now we've dated this film with that.
Also, actually, here's a quick question. If there was any anime you would like to see given the live-action treatment, what do you think it would be?
I'd really like to. I've had thought over this one. Are we talking Western or Japanese?
Either.
Because I'm going to say with Japanese.
Actually, let's do one or both.
If I'm going to say Japanese, I would like to see how a live-action Clannad would turn out. Even though I think that story's perfect.
Yeah.
But if I'm going Western, I think I'd like to see how they do Naruto. Actually, I'd be more curious than anything else. But I think if I really pin down the one I really want to see.
I doubt that can be done as a Western adaptation.
No, it's so hard. I don't think that would work.
Hey, buddies, believe it! It's just like some high school kid.
Believe
God,
it, yo.
That would be the worst.
Yeah, no, I really regret it.
Naruto in high. Oh god, be Dragon Ball Evolution all over again. What's up, Naruto?
I've changed my mind. That's a terrible idea. Actually, no. One I think would really work in live action. Lots of people have tried to do it on YouTube. Is Yu-Gi-Oh! I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a Western live action.
That would be really cool.
You wouldn't even need to make it Yuki the main protagonist.
I would say I would say Cardfight Vanguard, but there's actually already a Cardfight Vanguard movie. I'm not joking. It actually exists. Live action one.
What do you think? What are you thinking?
Well, for Western, I'd love to see what I do Gurren Lagann, just to see how crazy
that
it gets.
That would work. I think that
would be awesome.
I'd be interested to see that.
Yeah.
Although, I think though they gotta wonder who they get to play the designer.
Yeah.
In that one, because I don't think there's anyone who can play someone that
flamboyant,
that much of a flamboyant gay stereotype. I don't think there's even an actor that exists.
Imagine Zachary Quinto playing him.
Jesus.
Yeah, with the same enthusiasm he put into Spock.
Yeah.
Hey, I like Zachary Quinto as Spock.
With me for Japanese, I'd probably go Mirai Nikki.
I was thinking that would be quite good.
I feel like that. Honestly, I think that will work in either, but I'm going with Japanese because for my Western, I'd probably like to see Berserk.
It could work. It could work.
It could work.
I don't think it would.
At the same time, though, Cowboy Bebop, but they're already making one of that.
Apparently, James Gunn was considering a Berserk adaptation.
Yeah.
Another one which I think a lot of people would have. One that I think the Western could do because of the Western, Eden of the East.
Yeah.
That could be a really good. That already takes a lot of influence from Western thrillers. So clear, and in fact, to such an extent, Oasis does the OP.
Yeah.
Afro Samurai, I think, as a kind of like.
You'd have to get Samuel Jackson back.
No, I know, but how cool would that be? I mean, I'd like just action.
The Japanese or Western one?
Well, I don't know, because I like martial arts flicks are amazing. Like they're just so easy to sit down and watch. And I think like a horrible, gratuitously violent one like that would be amazing.
Well, actually,
how about Trigun?
That would work.
That could be good.
What about?
You got to get Dave Mustaine to do the guitar for that.
Wait, what about Black Lagoon?
I've not seen that.
Maybe.
I've heard some good things about it.
It's good. It's very episodic.
That's why I'm a bit worried about this Cowboy Bebop Netflix series that's coming up.
Again, I've never seen Black Lagoon. I've heard good things about it.
It's good.
Wait, actually, another one for Western. I would like Code Geass, probably. I'd say Western over Japanese because it's mostly focused on Britannia.
No, I'm changing my mind on that one. I want it to be a co-production between Japan and Britain.
That'd be good.
Make it so get the Britannians to be played by British actors and get the Japanese actors to be played by Japanese.
Yeah,
that'd be quite cool.
That would be pretty cool. But would it be filmed in English or Japanese?
Film in English for the most part, but have the Japanese people speak Japanese to make it so that way. I'm already pitching a film that everyone's interested in right now. So I think get a Japanese get a British actor with Japanese heritage to play Lelouch, because again he's got to blend in.
Gordon Brown.
Yeah. What?
I'm only joking.
That would be good. That would be really funny, actually.
Every time Gordon Brown smiles and 11 dies.
All of you die.
But the thing is with Code that's my pitch. I've now Warner Brothers. Call me
Wait, here's a cool one though. It would be difficult to work with because of all the.
This is the very last one.
Yeah, because of all the child actors that would be needed. But Promised Neverland.
Maybe. I could see it.
That would be quite interesting.
If it could work with a bunch of unknown kids, every chance Promised Neverland could.
Yeah, good point.
And I will say it's a film that I've softened my stance on since I first saw it. I've actually liked it a bit. I've a second viewing. I actually like it more.
Yeah.
But I still say that the Tim Curry version does a few things a bit better.
But
But that's precisely the point, because Tim Curry, to paraphrase Doug Walker's again, I don't want to accuse plagiarism. Tim Curry looks like a clown, so he can lure kids in. The Skarsgård's version just looks like something out of your nightmares. Why are kids even tempted to go in
Yeah,
near
so
him?
the older one probably works better with horror, but the older one has the better Pennywise, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the other point. Welcome back, people who avoid spoilers.
Hello.
You've just missed my pitch for a Code Geass movie that might actually work.
Well, I mean, that doesn't contain spoilers. We could probably put the spoiler bit before that.
But
Okay.
anyway. But because I actually want to go to Magic the Gathering tonight and not be stuck editing for an entire weekend. We're going to briefly go over the Crunchyroll Awards, and then we're going to talk more about the Anitrendz Awards because we were so disengaged with the Crunchyroll Awards.
Yeah.
This
There were a few hits, but most misses.
You go ahead.
I'm going to say now, for next year, I'll probably focus more on the Anime Trending Awards than the Crunchyroll Awards, because the Anime Trending Awards, there's a lot more versatility. You have much more options.
I'm trying to publicise my book as much as possible. Shock comment. But because I actually am going to try and give a copy to Crunchyroll and petition to make myself a judge. I'm actually going to try and attempt it.
You should email them or message them.
I want to get some feedback on the book, because if it turns out my book's not as great as some of the people have said it is, then I don't want to try and.
Well, the point.
Yeah, well, it better be. It better be. I want you to make a sequel to it.
I'm working on a sequel.
Hell yeah, dude.
I don't think anyone has put as much effort into writing a book about anime as you have.
No, I would disagree. I think Anime Impact's the book that.
No, but in the context that you've written it,
Yeah, but
to
I mean,
write
like,
it
all
over
the
600 pages.
All the research as well. Like, you've watched over 100 shows for that.
I would like to point out I did have to do 125 chapters in the space of 6 months.
Yeah.
That was a really big deal, but it was a case of I wouldn't make the deadline if I didn't, and I had to really buckle down. I had to watch a lot of anime for the first time actually to get it done in that time period. So I was watching stuff like Spice and Wolf, Kill la Kill.
I'm very surprised it was the first time you'd ever watched Code Geass and Mirai.
And it was the very first time and it was the very first time I watched Gurren Lagann as well.
Yeah.
And
I'd be ashamed to hear that I still haven't seen it.
I'm never.
You need to
so
see
good.
it.
I know. I want to see it.
I'm never looking back on that one. Apart from the ending, I really love Gurren. Especially Code Geass. Code Geass, the ending sucks.
Yeah.
I'll admit the ending is one of its lower points. First time I remember watching it, it was like the second anime I ever seen. I was just like, what the fuck just happened?
The highlight for me, one of the highlights for me about the Crunchyroll Awards was best animation went to the proper choice for the first time, which was Violet Evergarden. But Ren will be happy JoJo got its first win for best character design.
Yeah, I'm glad it won one fucking finally. Well, I mean, obviously, the last time it was in was the first Crunchyroll.
And
it lost Best Villain to Erased.
Hello,
Kiryu Yoshikage lost to Erased. Well done, popular fucking vote.
I'm very happy.
Recount.
And me and Reese have actually seen Erased and know how bad a choice that was.
I'm very happy that Kiss of Death won Best OP, though I wish Steins Gate Zero got a bit more love.
Yeah, I kind of wish it did. The thing that we're most pissed off by, all four of us, and I think no one's disagree, is the worst one won Anime of the Year.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So what were the other nominees?
The other nominees for Anime of the Year were Violet Evergarden,
A Place for the Universe, Hinamatsuri, Zombieland Saga, and Megalobox.
I think I would have been more disappointed if Hinamatsuri won.
Yeah, I will admit, Hinamatsuri is overrated, but it's still more deserving of it.
No, I'd say if I had to watch one of them again, I would sooner pick Hinamatsuri. Because Devilman Crybaby, its low points are way lower than...
Yeah, I mean, you had shows that were great, and Hinamatsuri.
I will say Devilman Crybaby, though, I will say its higher points are higher than Hinamatsuri's higher points.
Yeah.
But at the same time, its lower points are way lower than Hinamatsuri's
Yeah,
lower
but at
points.
and
the latter is the one that I take
But
more
at the
focus
same
in.
time, you had Violet Evergarden, an emotional roller coaster.
With fantastic animation and beautiful production.
A Place Further in the Universe, which has some of the best fucking characters all year.
I will say, though, whose director did not win Best Director, that went to Devilman Crybaby's director.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And we have Zombieland Saga, which was really engaging, very surprising. Megalobox, which is a beautiful homage to old school anime, and yet this Devil May Cry Baby 1, which is just at best.
Yeah. If you wanted a proper homage back to old school anime, then Megalobox was infinitely better than Devil May Cry Baby.
And like, I actually remember a bunch of people in the comments of a post saying, yeah, Devil May Cry Baby shouldn't have won.
No.
It should not. It was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been nominated.
No.
Yeah, like there's so many other ones. Hell, put Laid Back Camp. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. Fucking
Gridman.
Yeah,
it's more deserving.
Gridman.
I'm really disappointed.
Rascal Does a Dream of Bunny Ghost Senpai.
I'm really disappointed Akane didn't win Best Antagonist.
I know. I'm so pissed off with that.
Like, especially considering
she has development.
Like, I'll be honest. From what we saw of
who won Best?
It was
from what we saw of All for One.
He was barely in the show.
I don't get what. I think he's overrated. We got bugger roll of him.
Yeah. Let's move on to the Anitrendz Awards. So
I'm just looking at the sound that's just erupted on the garage band. It's been like wow.
Yeah. It's just I'm effectively expecting that to just say shut the fuck up, please.
We're so getting kicked out here. Okay. Before we get kicked out, let's go through these ones. Personality Awards. So it was exactly the same for the VA performances that. The winner of the Best Female Voice Actor Performance went to Asami Seto, who played Mai in Rascal Does a Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
Yeah.
And the Best Male Voice Actor went to Mamoru Miyana, who played Tatsumi in Zombieland Saga.
Yeah, thank God,
so
because it's pretty much Ho-Oh and Kyoma intensified.
Yeah.
So let's go to the side category awards. Best Supernatural Anime of the Year went to Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
What were the other nominees?
I'm not sure what the other nominees were in that one.
I think I might have voted for Rascal.
I would have. I'm happy with that one. Sports anime went to Megalobox.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Only other challenger should have been Run with the Wind.
Yeah.
Cells at Work. This is the one that pissed me off actually a bit. Slice of Life anime went to Cells at Work.
Over Asabi Asabase?
Seriously?
Yeah. How?
It's
How?
Asobi Asabase funny as fuck.
Laid Back Camp was nominated in that category.
Yeah. How did
it beat Laid Back Camp?
Yeah.
Oh. No, I tell you why it won. It's because of the platelets.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The platelets sold that show.
Well, yeah.
You deny that they are cute.
No, I say that they're cute.
No, they are.
I agree.
They are adorable.
That's what won it. That's what won it.
Short anime of the year, My Sweet Tyrant.
It's fucking sucks.
It should have been a Space Battleship 2 Misu season 2.
I will admit, I will agree with that. Yeah. That should have won. Honestly, I'm just tired of this whole short anime stuff. I never enjoyed them. I don't even like Hitalia.
I tell you, there is one that I think is really good actually. There is one short that is genuinely really good. Space Patrol Luluco. It's a lovely tribute.
Oh, I really want to watch that.
It's a lovely homage to Trigger's history.
Did you know there's actually a short one for Aoni?
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah.
I've seen that.
It's the Purple Giant one.
And there's
that one from RPG Maker.
And there's another good one that's about DJs as well. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a really good short anime about DJs.
Yeah, there was a voice acting one. There was a voice of Fox. That was okay.
Yeah.
What about Bookseller Skeleton Honda-san?
Didn't win that one.
How did that? That's surprising.
It got a lot of nominations at the Crunchyroll.
I was going to say because that came out of nowhere and a lot of people enjoyed it.
It peaked after the first episode.
Yeah, I wasn't that big a fan of it.
The whole thing that sold it was the yaoi scene.
The yaoi book. Yeah.
Seriously though, My Sweet Tyrant just fucking sucks. That winning that it's like Miss Koizumi loves ramen noodles winning a slice of life.
I'm a bit concerned for the voters on that one.
Yeah.
See a therapist. Sequel of the year went to Attack on Titan season 3.
Really?
Not too happy with
Over
that.
Over My Hero? Over Steins Gate?
It was really good, to be fair.
But still, over My Hero Academia.
It finally brought horror back to the series.
Yeah.
What about, best sci-fi or mecha anime of the year went to Gridman.
Thank God. Yep.
Best romance anime of the year went to Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
That's not all surprising. Would you have rather that gone to Waterkoi or stuck with that?
No, start with that.
That's your favourite romance of the year, I'm guessing then.
Yeah, original anime, so that doesn't mean original like we mean, it means based on source material.
Place for the Universe?
No, Zombieland Saga.
Really?
Wow.
Over A Place for the Universe?
Which, considering where it goes later, I find very surprising, considering A Place for the Universe was nominated in that category.
Did A Place for the Universe win anything?
We'll get to that.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I know which one.
Mystery anime of the year went to Steins Gate Zero.
Yep.
Yes, it got some love. It got some love.
Music anime, say it with me now.
Zombieland Saga.
fantasy or magical anime of the year went to That Time I Got Reincarnated as Slime.
Yes.
Which
Best isekai ever.
Best drama of the year went to Violet Evergarden.
Nice.
Comedy went to the one I don't dare pronounce anymore for fear of...
It's probably for the best. Asabi.
Thank God.
Best action or adventure anime went to A Place Further in the Universe.
There we go.
You know what? I'm actually quite surprised that
Golden Kamuy.
that Hinamatsuri didn't win Best Comedy, considering I would think Asobi Asobase is fucking hilarious, much better, but still.
Now going for the OP and ED awards, in the Crunchyroll Awards, ED went to Attack on Titan and OP went to
Kiss of Death.
Darling in the Franxx.
Yeah.
In this one, those both were nominated in their categories, but neither of them won.
Really?
The winner for ED was Ref Rain from Love is Like After the Rain.
Don't remember it.
Didn't see that.
No, I'm pretty. The last game was nominated, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely went for that.
But I went for Asabase's, which was also nominated.
It was There was so tough.
There were three.
It came
amazing
second.
EDs.
It came
Really?
Asabase came second in that category.
Golden Kamuy wasn't even nominated.
No,
was
it's
it?
a shame.
So
And that's my
I'm
ED of the year
gutted about
for
that, yeah.
2018.
Golden Kamuy.
And the winner of OP, I'm probably the only one who's happy with this. It's Kimi no Se from Rascal Doesn't Dream of Bunny.
Yeah,
Girl
you're
Senpai.
the only one who's happy about it.
Shouldn't have been.
Kimi no Se, Kimi no Se, Kimi no Se, ooh.
I always have to sing that bit.
Best soundtracks. This is best overall soundtrack. Went to Zombieland Saga.
No surprise.
Best sceneries and visuals. Violet Evergarden.
Of course.
There.
Yeah.
Best in ensemble cast went to A Place Further in the Universe.
Yeah.
Best in character design.
JoJo's. We won some bitches.
Ren went to Violet Evergarden.
No! Which one did JoJo win?
No, it doesn't win anything.
I'll be honest.
Okay, so Crunchyroll Awards.
I'm not sure if it was in it, but I think I probably would have voted for Darling in the Franxx, honestly. I think the character design of that's really good.
They all wear the same outfit.
Yeah.
No,
But I mean, like the
Mecha design, sure.
the character looks.
I would have. There's a few other categories of that one I would have bothered giving it to, but let's move on. Best animation effects and sequences went to Violet Evergarden.
Yeah.
Of course.
Sure.
Best in adaptation, so an adaptation of someone else's work. Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
That's quite surprising.
Light novel than that.
The character awards. Couple ship of the year went to Sakta Times Mai.
Yeah, I voted for that. That was really tough to decide between either that or Kokoro.
It's how I always read it in my head when I see it. Sakta X Mai. Supporting girl of the year went to Anzu from Hinamatsuri. Decent choice.
Decent choice, but
And I'll need to be back in a minute. Best supporting male went to Goro from.
No!
Wait, what?
Best girl of the year. Girl of the year went to Mai for Sakajima from Girls Because
No
of
zero
Dream.
To be fair, I
She
definitely.
came like 4th or 5th.
To be fair,
Still higher than Ichigo.
Zero.
Yeah,
Do you know who the final two came down to in that one? It was between Mai and Historia.
Really?
Wow.
You know what? I will say 02 is my favorite female of the year, but I will say Mai definitely deserves it.
Yeah.
And winner of Man of the Year went to Tatsumi.
Of course.
No shit.
Yeah.
Of
I
course.
can't remember who he was up against though. For the
Honestly, though, I probably the universe who didn't vote for him. I went with Okabe. I think Okabe Rentaro is just
because
amazing.
he associates so much with mad scientist.
Yeah. Also, I just think like his character progression in that and character change was done really well.
Okay, I'm going to need to hide under the table in a minute because I'm going to get angry comments with it for my next statement. Not for the announcement, but for what I'm going to say. Film of the year went to Makia.
Which one's that?
It's the one about the immortal girl who adopts a baby whose mother's killed, and
Honestly,
she doesn't age while he does.
Honestly, I haven't seen any of the films.
It's the directorial debut of Mario Koda, who wrote Toradora, Anohana, and Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans. And she works very well with director Kirsten Guy. This is the first time she's gone out and done her own thing as a director, and I was really on board for it. And I think it's a good idea for a story, but I don't think they built the world very well.
Oh no! Yeah, that's the angry anime boy. Save yourself.
Banging from the basements.
Now, anime
where they live and shall always remain.
Now, the anime of the year that went. Our pick between the four of us came 4th. Evergone came 4th. Banana Fish came 5th. Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai came 3rd. Second place went to Zombieland Saga, and A Place Further in the Universe was named Anime of the Year.
You know what? Very deserving, I will say. I love Violet Evergarden more, but seriously...
No, I seriously love A Place Further in the Universe. I was not disappointed.
I am not disappointed of that more, of that. It's very deserving in my opinion.
But the thing is, I'm way more satisfied. Despite a couple of missteps there, I'm way happier with those awards than I was with the Crunchyroll awards.
Yeah, same.
Again, I think it's because with anime trendings, there's more versatility, there's more options, and like they focus more on the community voting rather than a bunch of judges.
The fact that they had no other section.
No, I think
Crunchyroll.
I think the judges votes. I think the judges get the right nominations for the most part. I think they've gotten better now since they've widened the broad of judges.
Except for the fact that they picked the wrong girl for One Place Further in the Universe.
Yeah. The fact of the matter is, I think it's the voting base is a bit more diverse with Anitrendz than it is with the Crunchyroll awards.
Yeah, I think so. I think people are more likely to vote in Anitrendz if they're more clued into
the anime as a whole
exactly.
and the year. Whereas I feel like Crunchyroll is more aimed at the people that watch a few things here and there.
More mainstream.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that. I wouldn't go that far because let's face it, anime is not
the dullards.
It's not, never has been, and probably never will be mainstream.
No, it has become more mainstream throughout the years, so you have to admit.
Yeah, I will give you that one, and I'm not complaining about that. I hate that we've actually used the word. Sometimes it's appropriate, but this is the one time where I think it's not appropriate to say mainstream means bad.
See, I feel like they've gone back to when they started the Crunchyroll Awards. Like I feel like second year they kind of had it a bit closer to the right, but this year they've kind of gone back to square one almost. Well, they've certainly taken a few steps back.
I think they need more genre categories next year.
Yeah. They need to just keep in the other categories.
Because I think that being said, there's a few anime that I didn't expect to get many nominations that got a lot more. Like, if you notice, Agretsuko got quite a few nominations, and that's a really good anime.
Yeah, I would say though with Crunchyroll with the fight, I'm quite happy with the fight scene winner.
Yeah,
which is awful.
Obviously.
So, however, really, Hina versus Anzu from Hinamatsuri as a nominee.
It's very funny, but
like that only lasted 3 minutes, and honestly, I didn't even find it that funny.
Okay.
I'm just before I'm gutted. Golden Kamuy got no nomination. Well, it got nominations, but it didn't win anything.
Yeah, I will say I'm quite upset about that as well.
Yeah.
Kamuy seems to be the underrated anime of 2018.
Yeah, if there's a season 3, I am very excited for it. I really want that to be a season 3.
It was just so good.
If not though, we have Manga.
Yeah. Yep.
I got him the first volume for Christmas.
Although I will say though, when it comes to the
treasure it's always.
And we're off the air in Russia.
Hey, we're the yaoi couple.
Goodbye, Russia.
We're all yaoi down here.
That's it. Yeah.
It's good news.
Yeah,
now.
goodbye.
The uncivilized Western
Excellent.
world.
We can now make Putin jokes.
Goodbye, Russia. Hello, France.
Goodbye, Russia. Hello, USA.
Not if they have though. Not if some of the people in the government have it way.
I was referring to the fact that Trump is a Russian puppet.
Oh yes.
Sorry, American viewers.
It's okay. There's nothing really.
Do you know what? In all honesty, I don't mind. Piss some of those people.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with pissing off Trump. He's pretty much the equivalent of a pile of cheesy Watsons in a nail-fit suit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Better description than I had.
Anyway,
let's. Well, I think that's
pretty much covered it.
I think that's pretty much us covered for this month. Next month we're back with our best of winter 2019.
I'm pretty sure we have a lot to say about that one. This season has been pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been kind of an interesting one overall, and I'm
some good holdovers, definitely.
Yeah.
And some sequels.
So I've only been watching one sequel.
I've only been watching one sequel.
Yeah, and I'm very behind on Sword Art Online. I've not seen any since last season.
I'm behind on like 5 shows at the moment. So don't
I'm just behind on that quintessential
quintuplets.
That could be.
Yeah. Trust me, I'm behind on most of them. There's only like 5 I'm up to date.
I think I'm the only one who's going to be sticking up for that next month. And even then, I'm not going to be sticking
up.
Not
quite. I've seen the second episode. It's better than the first. I think it's okay.
It's okay.
It's not too bad.
It's better than Boogie Pop. I'll say that much.
Mm-hmm.
Which is I found very
Yeah,
disappointing.
Boy Pop had a disastrous first episode.
I think I haven't seen any since the second episode. I think it's disappointing.
Yeah, I haven't got back to it.
Shut up.
You can be forgiven for that again.
Anyway,
Anyway,
I like the OP. I just don't like.
yeah, the opening is
show.
really good.
Yeah, it's not in my top 5. It's just disappointing considering it's Myth and Royd.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll see you next month, which hopefully we'll actually do better organising than we did this month.
You'll probably see Carl and I a little bit before because we'll be doing craft streams.
Yeah, and you'll be seeing me in the comments constantly making fun of Calvin because that's pretty much my.
We
thing,
encourage
which-
that. We encourage making fun.
No,
of Calvin.
you do. Calvin objectified to it. It's so easy to make fun of you.
I'm sorry, you shouldn't make fun of me when I'm trying to do a very difficult box thing.
That's exactly when we should be making fun of you.
I'm trying to concentrate.
On the bridge levels is when you.
I'm trying to concentrate, and I'm just trying to concentrate to keep an eye that he's not doing something out of shot that I'm not.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like-
and now the chat's fixed, so we can all talk about it.
I need help.
Yeah, you do.
It was so funny last night that when we were doing all the yaoi jokes with Calvin. Calvin senpai.
Daddy Calvin.
Let's
Spag me cortex.
Let's
The
move
thing
on.
is,
Harder.
the thing is,
God.
I'm used as the punching bag whenever Cal gets too pissed off at chat or me taking the piss out of him. So because I'm in proximity,
Is
I'm
it worth
usually
it
the-
though?
Don't
It's
be,
worth it.
Yeah,
don't be that close to a pillow then.
Good point.
Yeah, and then you had Nikki trying to make it into strip. Crash.
Yeah. Oh my God, charity strip.
Goodbye.
We love you, Nikki.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.
Like,
See
share, subscribe,
ya.
etc. Share.